Alright, put on it.
Afrocaraoke, 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 baby.
Give it to me. I gotta calm it down now. Oh, yeah. I gotta bring it downtown. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you ain't know I could do that. Huh?
Yeah,
so you ain't know I could do that.
Yeah.
That's better?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Church clap, like.
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, everybody. I'm Keith C. This is D Gibbs. And you're about to roll with us for an Afrocaraoke session.
Woo! Afrocaraoke.
So Mr. D Gibbs is going to go ahead and bless us with some tunes in a minute after I get us together out this little parking lot here.
Alright.
What you got for us, Mr. Gibbs?
So my first song, this is my first song. This is actually the lead single from my album that's coming out this October called Love Me Now. And it's called Go Getter. And Go Getter is about being a hustler. And when I say hustler, I mean in every sense of the word. Being a hustler means that sometimes you gotta lose sleep. And sometimes you gotta do things that you don't want to do. Sometimes you gotta make a lot of sacrifices. And sometimes you gotta, work nonstop to reach a goal. And if you know, at the end of the day, if this is what you want to do with your life, and I say that as far as in music, you gotta go for it. And you gotta be a hustler. And you gotta be a go-getter. So this is a go-getter.
Oh! Come on, go-getter.
Yeah, let's go again from the top. You come in right here. You ready? Alright.
This music shit, it is no game. Can't do without the crazy fame that dirt that slung that song. My name, they had the time to load. They ain't the pin. Truly boy, keep it boy sane. If I go and sing this, I'ma go and sing. I'm a wild animal and I cannot be tamed. Who will tell me that I am a face? The beat on top, yeah, sitting in the spot. You ain't move away, get the fuck off my block. Got them dumb scared, chicken, chucking 40 locks. When it's speaking time, niggas licking they chops. You ain't putting it, you better kick up some rocks. You ain't putting it, you better kick up some rocks. When you fake people, I never had no heart. Fake loves, are you showing from the baby star? Yeah. This I repeat. If you're not ready, step up and compete. Don't approach me. This I repeat. If you're not ready, step up and compete. Cause I hustle. Here we go. Look, negative 10 is where my money's at. And not just the shit that I will regret. Negative state is where my mind was at. Took a good minute, get back in the soft facts. I'm stronger now like Hercules. Lose the attitude, talk nicer to me. Fresh cornbread with a side of greens. Yes, I'm hungry. Back to the bars, Prince urgency. Playing for the power and mad thirsty. Ready for the walk. Yeah, I gotta be to build the empower. You need the funding. I'm the new player, up and coming. Fresh on the field, yeah, I'm running. Taking what's mine, nigga, I'm hunting. All this wrong talent, man, is something. Go. If you're not ready, step up and compete. Don't approach me, this I repeat. If you're not ready, step up and compete. Cause I hustle. Hustle. What I do? So baby, what I do? Hustle.
Come on, DJ.
Hustle. So Go Getter was actually inspired by two things. Go Getter was inspired by Doja Cat's Say So that came out this summer, and I was like, damn, I'm infatuated. But like this, the beat's crazy, and she's rapping like she's rapping all crazy, and the beat is contagious. It's funk, and it's 1970s disco all mixed in one. I said, dang, I want to do something like that. That's genre bending. It's funk and it's R&B, but yet it's still hip hop and it still make you move. So I wanted to do something like that. And also the song is inspired just by like James Brown and just the 1960s and 70s era of just funk and soul and blending rhythm and blues and just that tempo of making you feel something without having to really say and do too much, So Go Getter to me was just like, you know what? And the funny thing is, I've written a song like 3 years ago. I've written a song 3 years ago for my first album that I was going to do. That was going to be called 100% Proof. and it didn't come out due to, you know, producer obligations and expose and scheduling and whatnot.
But we're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna talk about that. But it was honestly written like 3 years, like 2-3 years ago, and I was just like, wow, like what can I do? Where do I start on this album, Love Me Now? Because Love Me Now, it's like I say on my website, it's a declaration. It's a declaration of creativity. It's a declaration of independence. It's a declaration of like, love me now. Like, this is who I am. Accept me, flaws and all. And like I say also on my website that you should check out, dgibsx.com, dgibsx.com. I say the fact that as humans, we all can relate because we all want to be accepted, and we all, you know, want to be creative and, you know, to kind of let our wildest dreams and thoughts and opinions out. And what better way to do it in music? And I feel like that's honestly why I connected with music at such an early age. And backstory, I actually started being interested in music at the age of 10. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
To be like,
that's good though.
Yeah, yes, I would say it's good because I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And it took a long time for me to actually realize that music was something that I wanted to do. And I had a aha moment when I was in college, and literally like smack dab in the middle of the curriculum in my program. I was like, I had a year and a half left, and I was like, I was sitting at the computer, and I was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. And so I was like, what can I do that I'm passionate about and that I know I got that in the bag? And so then came me wanting to be a musical artist, and I always listened to R&B music, and I always listened to pop music, and I always listened to a little bit of hip hop. So I just was like, this is what I want to do.
It just sparked, huh?
Yeah.
You said inspiration, right?
Yes.
Before you get to the next song, just tell us a little bit about like who or what inspired you.
Oh, okay.
Who and what inspired you?
Who and what inspired D Gibbs? Oh my gosh, all the great R&B people, all the great R&B artists like Toni Braxton and Luther Vandross and Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey and Tina Turner, which she's not necessarily R&B, but she's rock.
Yes.
Later on, her drama kind of switched, but earlier on in her life, she was like rhythm and blues. Earlier on in her career, she was rhythm and blues. Who also inspired me? Also, my family and my friends inspire me because when I write, I don't write so much solely about my experiences. Because I write about my experiences, yes, but I find writing about other people's experiences, I found that therapeutic as well. Because sometimes, you know, when people like, you know, have a venting moment, they're like, hey, you know, can we talk for a second? I'm like, yeah, sure. And, you know, and they have a problem or a dilemma, and yes, I'm kind of putting your business out there a little bit by writing about it, but I always make sure that I, you know, let them know, hey, I maybe want to talk about this, or hey, I want to use this in a song, or hey, I may include this on an excerpt somewhere in a whatever project I'm working on. So I don't never just blindly go out there and tell people's business. And plus, if I do tell somebody's business, it's always camouflage. You're not gonna ever know it's your business unless you actually be like, wait a minute, what did you just say?
Wait a minute. I think that was about me.
Wait a minute.
Right there.
That's about me, that's about me and my baby mama. What? Wait a minute. So
you would say those are the who's. What about the what's? What inspires you? What inspires this D Gibbs?
Oh, what inspires D Gibbs? I think my life experiences.
Okay.
I think my life experiences kind of influence me in the artist of who I am and the person of who I am. Because growing up, I was really weird, and I'm still weird. And my experiences with being in high school and having bullies and being bullied, I feel like you kind of had to develop a little bit of a tough skin. And when you're being bullied, you don't understand in the moment necessarily why this person is doing it to you. You just know that it's happening to you. And
kind of had to overcome that a little bit, as well as, you know, other personal we should say issues. But that my experiences overall influenced me of who I am as a person and an artist, because I honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Okay, you want the truth, the real deal.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Okay.
I do music for the black boys and girls who are weird and who are so, they feel that no one understands them. So I do music for the misunderstood. I do music for the little boys and girls who feel like they don't see nobody like them growing up. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really see too many people of my color growing up that I can possibly relate with. That's why I kind of gravitated more towards R&B. I didn't really see too many pop artists that were black too much growing up in the, you know, not to tell my age, but I was born in the 90s, so I grew up in the early 2000s. And I didn't really see too many black artists, to be honest, that I was exposed to, that I feel like I could relate with. And so I feel like that's who I am now. I am an artist that I feel like I want to be able to be relatable, and I feel like I am relatable because I talk about real issues, and I talk about real experiences. I talk about being bullied, and I talk about lost love, and I talk about breaking hearts and have my heart broken. And I talk about, you know, sometimes you want to, you want to have fun, and, you know, roll up, you know, a little something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sometimes you want to have a drink, you know. So I talk about real life things. I'll talk about things that everybody thinks about, and everybody does, and everybody says, and everybody experiences, and everybody feels. So I'm to the point. Like, I talk about things that sometimes artists don't want to talk about because they feel like they're going to be judged. Oh, I'm not going to talk about sex. I don't want to talk about that. I don't talk about having a drink. Why not? It's real life. Everybody does it. It happens.
So, speaking of real life, what's the next selection you have for us?
So, speaking of real life experiences and going through some situations, this next song is called Bad Guy. Here we go.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Yo, funny story about Bad Guy too.
Okay.
Let's go.
B-A-D-G-G-E-U-U-U-Y-Y-Y.
Cold winds, black hoodie, yeah, he going big. Need the money, quick, fast, just to feed his kid. Hoping never comes to this, man, beyond stress. Nigga got that pistol on the side, you know the rest. Bad guy, good, bad, ugly, it's all the same. No one is safe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bad. You call me? Black Timbs, white floors, neon lights lit. Walked in, case the joint, hey, you know the drill. Put them bodies on the ground, yo, ain't no fucking sound. Everybody looking dumbfound, his daughter on the playground. With them dead presidents, they mean green. Don't try nothing slick or it will be a scene.
Hey!
Wouldn't need to know. Give up all the keys, don't be no hero. Finally made it to the cash stack, but in fact, put his hands on half a stack, he'll be back. Running out the front door, bolting like he racing track. Racing track, racing track. Bad guy, good, bad, ugly, it's all the same. No one is safe, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2, 1. Bad. You call me when he looks into his daughter's eyes, and she asks, will we, hey, eat dinner tonight? Hey, yes, baby, he cries. We'll be alright. I don't know how you feel, but this is real life and real. He did what he had to do to take care of them too. He promised this was the last time that he would commit a crime. Hey!
So Bad Guy is actually written about the love of a single father. And he actually has to go out and rob a store.
That's what I was getting from that.
To provide for his daughter.
It seemed like it was some type of responsibility that was going on, and it was like, by any means necessary.
Yeah, and the idea came from me actually being on a plane. So I was headed to Michigan for a photo shoot earlier this year, and so I knew I wanted to do my album this year because I was like, I'm tired of waiting. So I started like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start writing and I want to figure out what I want to talk about. So what I did was I was like, you know what do I want to talk about? So I was on a plane and I was like, okay, bad guy. I was like, okay, what about bad guy? You can go so many directions. You got the evil guy. You got, the mob guys are bad guys. You got so many forms of a bad guy. And so I said, you know what?
The villain.
The villain. And I said, you know what? People always talk about the unconditional love of a mother, right?
Yes.
How a mother will love you regardless.
Yeah.
But never talk about a dad's love. They never talk about a father's love. Sometimes a father has to say it in order for you to know that he loves you. And so I was like, you know what? I want to break that stigma. So bad guy is really not about a bad guy. But if, say for instance, you're in that store and he robbed you, then you think he's the bad guy.
You think so?
Yeah.
But according to your song,
you know he's the bad guy.
It's something different.
Yeah, because the song, it questions a person's perception. Because when you see people in the streets and you say, oh, they're bad, or they're this and they're that.
Yeah.
Everybody has a family and everybody has a backstory. So we only go based off of what we see in front of us and not necessarily the whole entire picture. So bad guy is honestly not about a bad guy. It's just about the unconditional love of a father and doing what he has to do to provide for his daughter and for his family. And I feel like everybody can relate with that because we go to hell and back for our family. We'll make sure that they're good.
Yes.
We'll do whatever it takes. And so that's what bad guy's about. He's doing whatever it takes to make sure that his daughter is good at the end of the day.
So does bad guy, I know the song Bad Guy is the unconditional love of a single father, but are there instances to where though you've done what you had to do above and beyond, but not really, no children type thing, but you had to be the bad guy in someone else's, perception, but what you were doing was right by you?
I've had to been the bad guy a lot of times because I'm I'm the CEO of of myself.
Of villain.com.
I'm the CEO of D Gibbs. Definitely have had to been the bad guy before. Okay. I've had to been the bad guy before because it's difficult when you're the boss. And I also feel like sometimes in life there's just tough decisions, as well as I'm also a model, as well as I'm an artist.
That's right.
As well as I'm an actor. So when you're juggling,
different pots going on.
Oh yeah. I call it just a mosh pot of everything. But honestly, I call my music genre blending stew.
Okay.
And but yeah, and back to bad guy, I feel like I've had to been the bad guy a lot of times before, but sometimes you make decisions and you make calls that you don't want to make, and I've had to do that a lot of times with models, as far as like with shows or with photo shoots. Sometimes you gotta say no, this not gonna work out, or no, I gotta go, or you know what, I thank you for your time, but this show isn't for me, or you gotta sometimes things just
it just is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. What you gotta call it.
Yes,
you gotta be the bad guy.
Yes, and you know what? Everybody plays the bad guy at some point.
Everybody is the bad guy.
Everybody is a bad guy.
Everybody
has played the bad guy, or has been the bad guy, or has been labeled as the bad guy.
Bad guy.
No one is exempt from the rule.
That's right. So yeah, what other message can you convey to your audience though, D Gibbs?
I can. What else I would say to my audience is, whatever you believe is for you in this lifetime, go for it. Whatever you feel in your heart is true and sincere in the moment, go for it. Because we only have one life, and once it's over, it's over. That's it. There's no going back. There's no regret, anything else. That's it. When we get to the end, that's it.
That's it.
So I feel like for my audience, my message is just don't stop. If you feel like, music's what you want to do, do it. If you feel like acting is what you want to do it. If you feel like you want to make cheetah pants for
yes.
If you want to make cheetah pants for,
go ahead, I'm listening.
If you want to make cheetah pants for MC Hammer on
I'ma
tour,
do it.
Then do that.
Yeah.
I just feel like don't stop, no matter how old you are. And sometimes, honestly, I get down on myself sometimes. Of course I do, because as an artist, that's what we do. Like, we're hard on ourselves because we know our own limitations. We know our own. We know ourselves.
Right.
And so I do feel like I do get down on myself. But I gotta remember who I'm doing it for. And I'm not even doing it for the fame and the money, for the clout, none of that. I'm doing it for the people who don't see nobody like them out there. I
Whoa, you started screaming. Oh.
Well, I'm saying it because I'm weird. Like for instance, I'm weird. I wear unisex clothes. I wear girls' clothes, quote unquote. I wear guys' clothes.
It's only garments, isn't it?
It's only clothes. It's only fabric. It's only silk. It's only cotton. It is what it is.
Certain things are different.
If you look me up, dgibs.com, dgibsx.com. If you look me up, then you'll see from previous photo shoots, I wear a lot of things.
Well,
and
yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
I wear a lot of things. And you know me, like you're my mentor. You know me. It's just clothes and it's just fashion.
It's fabric.
And at the end of the day, I did not see anybody who looked like me growing up. The only person I can honestly identify with that was like who had a sound. Well, I was like, oh, I gotta hear this, or oh man, I gotta check this out. The only person who I can say who I could identify with growing up is Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
Because his music was like, it was so forward. It wasn't like traditional R&B. It was like R&B mixed with a little bit of pop and a little sprinkle of hip hop.
So speaking of songs and artists,
yes,
your next song that you are going to play for us, what is the influence, or after talking about Justin Timberlake, is this going to be something that's going to be genre bending for us?
Well, to be honest, my email not opening up, so I can't get this on.
Oh snap!
I'm trying to stall.
Oh, you was trying to stall on me at Afrocaraoke. Oh, my phone. Oh man, here we go. Well, we gotta hustle hard now. This is any means necessary.
Yeah,
now
my
here,
email was opening up.
You know what to do. But yeah, while we're waiting, and this happens, technical things happen.
Yeah,
no
I don't know
biggie,
where
no sweat.
my
Can you hit something a cappella that you already have though? Like,
oh,
you're not always gonna be able to pull up your music on the spot. So
all right.
He's also, you also sing too, and you have a lot of different things because you're not a rapper, you're an artist, right?
Correct.
Right.
So I have a
technology
song.
Ain't working. You got to make it happen. So what else can you do for us, D Gibbs?
All right. So I have a song. It's called Funny Thing. And basically, I'll just sing a little bit for you, and I'll explain to you what it's about. So it goes.
Don't give us a snippet. Give us something we can feel.
Alright, so it goes. I say, what's up? How are you? Where you from? You looking cute. And how's your day? And what's your plans? Diamond's eyes. You got a man. A word. You single, huh? Let's go out wherever you want. Love is a funny thing, can turn your joy into pain. Never will you be the same. Love is a funny thing, can turn clear skies into pouring rain.
You better come
Never
on, run.
will you be the same.
That's right.
It's called Funny Thing because love is a funny thing. And when you think about it, honestly, we all have lost in the game of love.
Yep.
We all have lost or have been scorned or have been beat down or have been stoned or kicked by love.
Okay.
And so I say love is a funny thing because it's basically a breakup song in a nutshell.
Okay.
Because I don't say, oh, I hate you, or this you the worst person I ever met. It's more so, okay, do you remember when we first were together? Do you remember that it wasn't always this difficult of a time that we're having right now? Do you remember that at one point in time we were so in love with each other and we were just so unstoppable and we were untouchable, and now it's like it's so much back and forth. So if you ever actually listen to the song, which will be on the album coming this October,
okay,
Love Me Now,
come on now,
it will basically it will take you on a journey because it starts out with a voicemail. It's like, yo, pick up the phone. I'm calling you multiple times. You're not answering the phone. What are you doing? And then it goes to basically it's basically a long voicemail being left on the person I'm in a relationship with phone. It's like, hey, and then at the end of the day, yes, we got things that we need to work on, and yeah, we it's a little rocky right now, but at the end of the day, I still love you, and we need to work on this. And so I'll give you your space, but best believe we're gonna still work on this.
Oh, best believe.
best believe we gonna still walk away at the end of the day together, because there's still love there.
Mm-hmm.
If there isn't any love there, it's not gonna last.
Okay.
And when people say, I hate when people say, "Oh yeah, love is all you need." Incorrect.
Hmm.
Love is a good foundation,
Mm-hmm.
but you need more than that. You need love. You need trust. You need commitment. You need, finances definitely help a little bit. You need some sort of an emotional
Right.
investment. It's a lot of active.
ingredients.
It's a lot of active moving parts
Okay.
that makes a relationship work, and people don't seem to identify those. They don't seem to always acknowledge those as being key factors. It's always, oh, as long as we got love, we're good. No. We need more than that. What is
Well, we had a stop sign, so we can. You know the great thing about a stop sign, my grandfather told me.
what?
What's the difference between a stop sign and a red light? While we're stalling, right? You don't gotta go at a stop sign. You can sit as long as you want.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Afrocaraoke. I am D Gibbs. You can look me up on Spotify, Apple Music, titled D.space G-I-B-S. That's me, D Gibbs. And you can find me also on my website, dgibbsx.com. That's D.GIBSX.com. The X in my name is silent, but it is D Gibbs.
I like that. And I'm Keith C. We're signing off. Thanks. Afrocaraoke.
Yeah! Afrocaraoke, 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 Afrocaraoke,
You better
Afrocaraoke, Afrocaraoke,
Getting angry.
Afrocaraoke, Afrocaraoke,
You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. Oh, hey,
Afrocaraoke,
Afrocaraoke,
Afrocaraoke.
You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody. Oh, 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 oh. You better ask somebody.
Karaoke.
You better ask somebody.
Karaoke.
You better ask somebody.
Karaoke.
You better ask somebody.
Karaoke. Here we go.
Oh, oh,
Tamarind.
oh, oh. You better shake,
Karaoke.
You better shake,
Karaoke.
You better shake,
Karaoke.
You better shake,
Karaoke.
You miss it.
Karaoke. 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 Oh.
Afro-karaoke. 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 Wait, what was that one? What was that one? You was like, what the thing, Jiggy? We're officially like lost our mind. We officially lost our mind.
Afrocaraoke. Afrocaraoke. Come on, Pastor. Afro.
I can't stop and clap at the same time though. So maybe you stop and I do that part.
Karaoke. Slow down. Afrocaraoke. We on the Afro. We on the Afro.
You better ask somebody.
Afro.
You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody.
Karaoke.
You better ask somebody.
Karaoke. Afro, we still alive. Afro, we still alive.
Hey.
Afro, it's the karaoke. Afro, it's the karaoke. We're doing a little bit of the karaoke.
I didn't
We're doing a little
realize
bit of the
that we was
karaoke.
still going.
We're doing a little bit of the karaoke.
I'm not able to clap and stop my hands,
We gonna
but I
do
know this man. I ain't able to stop
little
and
bit.
clap my hands,
Uh-huh.
but I know this man.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Lord.
I ain't able to stop my feet.
yeah.
I ain't able to clap my hands, but I know this man. And but I know this man. We on the Afro karaoke.
Afro.
We on the Afro karaoke.
Afro.
We on the Afro karaoke.
Oh, Lord.
We on the Afro karaoke. We on the Afro karaoke. We on the Afro karaoke.
Oh, Lord.
I ain't able to stomp my feet.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm able to clap my hands.
Oh, yeah.
But I know this man. And but I know this man. Where we at? We on the Afro karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
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 Gibbs, huh?
Oh, we on the Afro karaoke. Yeah.
Where we at?
And I'ma give you a little bit of a little bit of song and dance.
Hey.
And guess what we gonna do?
What we gonna do?
Gonna just clap our hands.
We gonna Oh, you spell it up.
We're gonna Afro karaoke.
Hey, we on Afro karaoke.
And
We
guess
on
what?
What?
Guess what?
What?
Guess what?
What?
We gave God all of the praise.
That when the tambourine thing be like, and they be like, everything be going crazy.
And everybody start running.
Right, they be like, and they be fall. That's when people be falling on the floor.
Yeah, and see,
kicking on your feet.
yeah, but see, when you in church and you fall out, you know what?
Get up.
It's a PCAPSATAAOOP.
You said,
Listen,
wait.
It's a something. God damn it. When you in church and you gonna shout, make sure that wig is secure.
That's right.
Make sure,
That's right.
auntie,
Hold it on.
grandma and auntie and great aunts and great,
Yep.
make sure that wig is secure. If you fall while praising him, and the whole congregation see your wig cap, they gonna talk about you over the potato salad later on that evening.
But you know what?
They gonna talk about it, about your cornrows.
They're gonna talk about it, but they talked about Jesus.
Okay.
You better Afro karaoke.
Yeah.
You better Afro karaoke.
Yeah.
You gotta ask somebody.
You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody about that Afro karaoke.
We gotta ask somebody.
Yeah.
We had Afro karaoke.
Oh yeah.
We had Afro karaoke.
Yeah.
We had Afro karaoke.
Oh yeah.
We had Afro.
Thank you everybody for having us
saying
on
that, but we
Afro
gotta
karaoke.
finish.